which one we see right now.
The neutral wrestler from the Russian Wrestling Federation matched up against Japan for the gold medal. The first gold to be earned at these World Championships, and it comes at 55 kilos.
Let's get her head up, Red. Head up, Red.
You see that hand fighting in between the two athletes as they grab wrists and pull, looking for inside drags where they reach to the inside of the bicep of their opponent to pull it across. You see a Russian doing a 2-on-1 tie. You would call that a Russian tie, I guess, by the Russian Wrestling Federation.
Early mat control was by Matsui, but now it is SEFERSHAEV. Still circling in the center.
Get your head up, Red. Keep your head up.
You'll hear the referee come in with a number of verbal warnings. Head has to be up. That shows that you're looking for offense when the head is up. So they will keep an eye on that.
No fingers.
I'm sure Ken Matsui wishes he had his head up a second ago when SEFERSHAEV came up with the back of his head into his face. It is brutal in the trenches there with this hand fight.
SEFERSHAEV kind of cranking his neck from side to side to each side of the head of Matsui, and the whistle will come in. Point will be given to SEFERSHAEV, and he says, absolutely, I want to put him down.
Okay, good. Okay, Red.
And you heard the official warn him 3 or 4 times before he gave him the passivity. Typically, when you hear the officials calling out a color, if they don't score, they'll be the first one on the passivity. And here in parterre.
Very detailed with the proper positioning when you get into parterre position. Knee driving into the side of Matsui. That's the right side of his body. Trying to slide both arms in for a wrench. Now SEFERSHAEV gets him up into the air, and he will take him over, but it was below the waist, I believe. And it will be white paddled, no points awarded.
Right, anything below the waist you can't touch, but there's no caution in 2 there since he was the offensive wrestler going for the attack. He initiated the throw that started at the waist, but slid down below the hips.
So a good job by Matsui. He defends the first passivity. Inside a minute to go in period number 1. Japan looking for the first world title for this young 20-year-old Ken Matsui. And we will have a blood timeout. This gives us the time to talk about some of the other championship matches coming up tonight. The gold medal matches at 72 kilos. Again, it will be the Russian Wrestling Federation with Sergei Kutusov matched up against Armenia's Malkus Amoyan. And you jump up to 77 kilos. Gold medal match there will be Azerbaijan and the great Russian Roman Vlasov. And then we finish up at 82 kilos. Tonight with Azerbaijan and Turkey. So those are the gold medal matches. A busy night here on a Friday night in Oslo.
And as usual, the Russian Wrestling Federation has put together a great team and a good effort here, putting 3 wrestlers into the finals tonight. SEFERSHAEV holding that 1-0 lead as our official felt like he was the aggressor to start the match.
Deciding point, I think, in this match will be Matsui if he can get to parterre and what he can do on top. That's the moment I'm waiting to see matched up against SEFERSHAEV. The favorite on paper. Can the offense that Matsui has showed today continue?
Yeah, if he can get a lift, a low lift, and pull SEFERSHAEV up to his hips and go for a throw, he's explosive with those actions.
Whole bunch of wrestling through the years for SEFERSHAEV. He started back in 2014, was a Russian cadet world champion. Really, he's been on a roll here in 2021, winning the Mateo tournament, also the Russian championship to earn his spot. He won the individual World Cup in Belgrade, so he has been on a roll. Matsui's done a nice job of slowing him down, though, through 3 minutes as we start period number 2. Corners get into their spots, and away we go. Look for Matsui to try to get the early passivity call on SEFERSHAEV. That's his point of emphasis, top priority here in the early stages. But look at the Russian, just digs in and under him. He's not letting him.
He dug a deep underhook, and he faked him with his head on the offside and then dug that left hand to the underhook. Matsui had some success as a cadet, where he was a cadet gold in 2017, but hadn't had any huge success at the senior level to this point. As we see Red and SEFERSHAEV, they're going to give Matsui that chance. It's now tied, and criteria, last point scored, to Matsui if it were to end right now.
All right, Matsui, the moment we've been waiting for. What can he do? Matsui getting his thoughts together. What route will he go? Starts up horizontally, now jumps to the front of the head. Reverse grip opportunity for Matsui. Has it locked and loaded, and he will get him over for 2. 3-1 Matsui.
And that right there was textbook. He ran out to the front. SEFERSHAEV is as worried about getting turned as he is about grabbing the leg of Matsui and giving up 2 for the exposure and a caution and 2. So he made a choice to go with the 2 and a slip call.
Looked like the arm throw attempt from SEFERSHAEV. You don't get penalized for being the aggressor. They won offense, so that's ruled a slip. No points. 3-1 Matsui continues to hold.
No penalty, no foul if they decide one of these wrestlers is not being active, and we could see another passivity call here in the last 90 seconds. And I have a feeling if they do it, they will call the passivity against Matsui, since it doesn't cause a point in that situation.
SEFERSHAEV would love to get another crack on top. And right on cue, Brian, they're going to hit Matsui for the second time. So there's no point awarded since this is the second time he's been hit. But it does give SEFERSHAEV the opportunity to go parterre.
And we saw how close SEFERSHAEV was on the lift. It just dropped a little bit below the hips. So we'll see if he can get a big old lift here.
Trying to squeeze his belly button down to the mat. Got to keep the arms out. The Russian SEFERSHAEV slowly trying to get to his lock and grip. Has the gut wrench. Can't quite get Matsui off the mat until now. And he will get him over for 4. So the Russian delivers again. Challenge coming from the Japanese corner, but I think this 4 is going to stick.
It did go below the waist, but I think Matsui might have put himself in that situation. It was similar to the last one, so with the way that this has been going, I wouldn't be surprised if they say it went below the waist.
So before they go to the challenge and to the review, the 3 are going to come together and discuss what they saw. And is it going to be below the waist for the second time?
Matsui super slippery in that situation, and it did slip just below the hips.
See the Russian Wrestling Federation, and now coming right over the top was SEFERSHAEV bouncing off a trampoline, and Matsui caught him for 2.
Looking for that flying squirrel, as they like to call it. And it was only 2 for Matsui because SEFERSHAEV took the risk there.
Again, SEFERSHAEV trying to hit the arm throw. He's come up empty both times. Jumps on the 2-on-1, gives up on that. Boy, he's really pushing the tempo now. 25 seconds. Japan looking for the gold. Another arm throw, it slipped on him. Matsui jumps on top for good measure. SEFERSHAEV had to roll the die. He had to take some gambles late. And what a tournament for Ken Matsui. He has knocked off the continental champion. Japan rises to the top.
Definitely a heartbreaker for SEFERSHAEV as he scored 2 big throws, but just a little bit below the waist. They called a offensive foul, and so no points were given. But he's going to be going back and thinking about what could have been.